Have you ever noticed how relationships evolve over the years? What once felt like an unshakable bond of love and admiration can sometimes give way to feelings of distance, frustration, or even resentment. This is a reality many long-term couples face, and while it may seem like an enigma, there are tangible reasons behind this shift. In this discussion, we will explore why a woman's feelings toward her husband can change over time, and, more importantly, how couples can navigate these changes to create a more fulfilling and harmonious relationship. Stick with us until the end, as the insights shared here may be the key to revitalizing your marriage and rekindling the love that first brought you together. Before we dive in, I would truly appreciate it if you could show your support by liking this video. Your engagement helps spread these valuable life lessons. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so and turning on notifications to stay updated. If you enjoy this content, comment with a 1. If not, comment 0, so I can improve and bring you better videos in the future. Now, let's get started. One of the most significant factors behind the emotional shifts in a marriage is the passage of time and evolving expectations. In the beginning, relationships are often fueled by excitement, passion, and a sense of discovery. Couples overlook flaws, embracing their partner's quirks as part of their charm. The early days are filled with optimism and idealistic visions of a future where love alone is enough to conquer any challenge. However, as time progresses, these hopeful expectations often collide with the realities of daily life. As responsibilities pile up, whether related to career ambitions, financial obligations, or parenting, the effortless romance that once defined the relationship may start to feel like hard work. The carefree and spontaneous nature of the early days is gradually replaced by routines, schedules, and an increasing need for patience and compromise. Over time, individuals grow and change, shaped by life's experiences and personal development. Unfortunately, not all couples evolve in the same direction. While some deepen their bond through shared experiences, others find themselves drifting apart, struggling to align their changing priorities, needs, and aspirations. For instance, a woman who once admired her husband's ambitious drive may, years later, feel neglected due to his workaholic tendencies. What she once saw as a charming lightheartedness may now come across as a lack of seriousness or responsibility. Small habits, once endearing, might become constant sources of irritation. Early in the marriage, she might have been willing to overlook poor communication, an unwillingness to help with household chores, or emotional distance. However, as she matures, her expectations evolve. She may seek deeper emotional connection, shared responsibilities, and a sense of appreciation. Moreover, societal changes and personal growth lead many women to reevaluate their roles in a marriage. In past generations, traditional gender roles often dictated relationship dynamics, with husbands taking on decision-making responsibilities while wives handled domestic and emotional labor. As perspectives shift, many women begin to reassess their desires and whether their marriage aligns with their personal growth. If they feel unheard, stagnant, or unfulfilled, the emotional disconnect deepens. Time itself isn't the issue, it's how couples navigate it together. Those who prioritize their relationship, adapt to changes, and nurture emotional intimacy tend to maintain a strong bond. On the other hand, those who ignore these gradual shifts often experience a widening emotional gap that becomes difficult to bridge. Another crucial factor contributing to changing emotions in a marriage is the shifting roles and responsibilities within the household. Early in a marriage, roles may seem balanced or at least manageable. However, over time, many women find themselves burdened with an increasingly disproportionate share of both physical and emotional labor. Despite progress in gender equality, societal norms still place significant caregiving and organizational expectations on women. Juggling careers, finances, childcare, household management, and social obligations can become overwhelming. Women are often expected to be the emotional backbone of the family, handling everything from remembering birthdays and scheduling medical appointments to mediating family conflicts and maintaining social ties. This unspoken labor, often referred to as emotional labor, can take a toll over time. Even as children grow older and become more independent, a mother's responsibilities do not necessarily decrease. Instead, they shift. The focus moves from basic care to emotional support, academic guidance, and career planning. In addition, many women also take on the responsibility of caring for aging parents, further increasing their mental and emotional load. If a husband remains largely passive in these areas, the disparity in effort becomes even more apparent, leading to feelings of frustration and resentment. In some cases, men may not realize the extent of their partner's burden. They may assume that because certain responsibilities have always been handled by their wife, she is naturally better equipped to manage them. However, without conscious efforts toward balance and mutual appreciation, this dynamic can create an emotional divide. Over time, a woman may begin to feel as though her contributions are taken for granted, leading to detachment and disillusionment in the relationship. For a marriage to thrive, it is essential that both partners acknowledge and actively address these imbalances. Open communication about needs, expectations, and emotional well-being can make a significant difference. Small gestures of appreciation, genuine efforts to share responsibilities, and meaningful emotional engagement can help rekindle a sense of partnership and mutual respect. At its core, love is not just about grand romantic gestures. It is about daily acts of understanding, support, and companionship. Relationships require continuous effort and adaptation. The key to lasting happiness in marriage lies in the willingness to evolve together rather than apart. Couples who recognize and address these common challenges can transform their relationships, rediscovering the deep connection that first brought them together. If this discussion resonated with you, be sure to share your thoughts in the comments. And remember, every relationship has its ups and downs. It's how we navigate them that truly defines our journey together. As time passes, many women begin to experience profound exhaustion and frustration within their marriages. A major source of resentment often stems from the feeling that they are shouldering most of the responsibilities alone. This imbalance may not always be intentional. Some men believe that their financial contribution is sufficient, overlooking the immense mental and emotional load their wives carry daily. When a woman constantly manages the household, takes care of children, works, and even tends to extended family members with little to no support, the strain can become overwhelming. Over time, this imbalance leads to a growing emotional disconnection. A woman who once felt deeply connected to her husband may start feeling as though she is navigating life alone, despite being in a marriage. The absence of shared responsibilities can leave her feeling unappreciated and unseen, causing her emotional connection to her husband to diminish. If left unresolved, this emotional burden can create lasting damage to the marriage. Women who feel unsupported may withdraw emotionally and redirect their focus toward their children, careers, or personal endeavors. In extreme cases, a woman might even feel more at ease when her husband is not around, signaling a deeper fracture in the relationship. This evolving pattern is a key reason why many women, particularly in long-term marriages, begin questioning their happiness and fulfillment within the partnership. This situation highlights the critical importance of open communication, shared responsibilities, and mutual appreciation. For a marriage to thrive, both partners must feel valued and supported. Without this balance, resentment can silently accumulate, eventually straining the relationship to the point of no return. A significant factor contributing to dissatisfaction in many marriages is the decline in intimacy. Physical closeness is not merely an act, but a crucial element that fosters emotional connection, trust, and affection between partners. However, as the years pass, various influences can lead to a reduction in intimacy, leaving one or both partners feeling disconnected, unfulfilled, or even rejected. For many women, biological changes such as hormonal fluctuations, aging, or health conditions can impact their desire for intimacy. Decreased estrogen levels can lead to lowered libido, discomfort during physical intimacy, and general fatigue. Additionally, stressors such as work pressure, caregiving duties, and emotional burdens can further diminish interest in intimacy. On the other hand, men may also experience changes in their sexual health as they age, including lower testosterone levels or decreased ability to sustain intimacy. Some men, preoccupied with work or daily stress, may unintentionally neglect their wives' emotional and physical needs. When affection and intimacy begin to wane, a woman may feel undesirable, unappreciated, or emotionally isolated. If her needs remain unmet for an extended period, she may experience frustration, loneliness, or even resentment. This lack of connection does not just impact the bedroom, it often seeps into other aspects of the relationship. Without affectionate gestures, deep conversations, or shared moments of vulnerability, an emotional gap can develop, leaving both partners feeling distant. To sustain intimacy in a marriage, ongoing effort, understanding, and adaptability are crucial. Honest discussions about needs and concerns can help couples navigate these inevitable changes. Seeking guidance, exploring new ways to connect, or simply making an effort to show appreciation and affection can go a long way in rekindling emotional and physical closeness. Another significant challenge that affects long-term marriages is unresolved conflicts and ineffective communication. Many relationships start with partners making a conscious effort to understand each other, resolve conflicts, and maintain emotional closeness. However, as the years pass, the excitement of the early relationship fades, and couples often fall into routines that lack depth in communication. Small issues, when left unaddressed, can accumulate over time and grow into larger problems that become difficult to ignore. Women, in particular, may find it painful when they feel unheard or misunderstood in their marriage. When they express concerns, emotions, or frustrations only to be dismissed or invalidated, they may begin to retreat inwardly, withdrawing emotionally as a means of self-protection. The sense of not being acknowledged can be compounded when a partner appears indifferent or fails to recognize the emotional significance of an issue. When this pattern repeats, the emotional bond between the couple weakens, leading to dissatisfaction and frustration. This disengagement can manifest in several ways. It might start as a subtle disinterest in daily conversations, fewer attempts to engage in meaningful discussions, or a lack of shared experiences. Over time, the absence of deep communication can make a marriage feel stagnant and unfulfilling. To prevent this emotional drift, couples need to prioritize open and honest communication. Expressing feelings without fear of judgment, actively listening, and making an effort to understand each other's perspectives can significantly improve the quality of a relationship. Addressing concerns as they arise, rather than allowing them to fester, can prevent resentment from building up and help maintain a strong emotional connection. Ultimately, the longevity and happiness of a marriage depend on continuous effort from both partners. Shared responsibilities, emotional support, physical intimacy, and effective communication are essential in ensuring that both individuals feel valued and fulfilled. When these elements are nurtured, a marriage can withstand the inevitable changes that time brings, fostering a deep and lasting connection that enriches both partners' lives. Building a meaningful connection with a partner often begins with shared experiences, mutual affection, and an understanding of each other's needs. However, over time, small grievances and unresolved concerns can quietly accumulate, leading to a sense of growing discontent. While these feelings may initially be subtle if left unaddressed, they can develop into deep-seated resentment that erodes the foundation of the relationship. Minor disagreements, such as differing perspectives on handling household responsibilities or how to spend leisure time, may seem insignificant at first. However, when these concerns are consistently ignored or dismissed, they can take on a greater emotional weight. The longer issues remain unresolved, the more they chip away at trust, making emotional distance more pronounced between partners. Challenges within a relationship can range from financial difficulties and contrasting approaches to parenting to more serious breaches of trust, such as infidelity. In many cases, these conflicts persist simply because they are never fully confronted. Couples may develop a habit of avoidance, steering clear of difficult discussions out of fear that addressing them will only lead to further tension. Some may even convince themselves that time alone will mend the issues. However, avoidance does not erase the problem. Instead, it allows it to fester, gradually creating a chasm between partners. The presence of unresolved conflicts can subtly yet steadily deteriorate the emotional connection between two people. For many women in particular, the lack of emotional fulfillment in a relationship can create an internal void. Despite being physically present with their partner, they may feel increasingly alone and disconnected. As this emotional gap widens, frustration and resentment can replace the affection that once defined the relationship. The person who was once a source of happiness may now be seen as a cause of stress or disappointment. Over time, this emotional distance can become so vast that couples struggle to recall the ease and openness with which they once communicated. When conflicts are left unspoken for too long, repairing the relationship can seem like an overwhelming task. What began as a minor disagreement can transform into a seemingly insurmountable divide. The ability to reconnect and restore intimacy is dependent on effective communication. True communication is more than just speaking. It involves active listening, validation of each other's emotions, and a shared commitment to resolving issues rather than letting them linger. Without this effort, a once fulfilling relationship can become a source of distress rather than comfort. If you're still watching this video and find these insights meaningful, please comment the number 2 below. Your engagement and support mean a lot. Thank you for sharing your time with me. As individuals move through different phases of life, personal growth and self-awareness take center stage. With age comes a profound journey of transformation, one that is often especially significant for women. Life's milestones, challenges, and transitions serve as catalysts for self-reflection, prompting an evolving understanding of one's identity and aspirations. This period of introspection often emerges naturally, triggered by both major life events and subtle shifts in perspective. One of the most impactful transitions for many women is the shift from an active parenting role to an empty nest. For years, they may have dedicated themselves to raising children, finding purpose and fulfillment in nurturing their families. However, as children grow into independence, many women are left with the question, what now? The absence of daily responsibilities that once defined their lives creates both freedom and uncertainty. This newfound space often prompts a reevaluation of their own goals, passions, and dreams, many of which may have been set aside for the sake of family and obligations. Beyond parenting, changes in career, lifestyle, or personal interests can also trigger a deep sense of self-discovery. The realization that life is finite becomes more pronounced with age, igniting a desire to find purpose and fulfillment beyond societal roles or expectations. For some, this means exploring long-neglected hobbies, pursuing new professional paths, or engaging in activities that bring a sense of meaning. This phase of personal evolution allows women to uncover talents and interests they may never have fully embraced earlier in life. As they navigate these changes, many women begin to re-examine their relationships, questioning whether they are genuinely content in their partnerships. This shift in focus can bring newfound clarity, often revealing a longing for independence, adventure, and self-fulfillment. When a woman has spent years prioritizing the needs of others, whether children, a spouse, or extended family, she may begin to recognize the sacrifices she has made. In some cases, this realization leads to a deep sense of disillusionment, especially if she feels that her partner has not undergone a similar process of growth or made the effort to nurture their relationship. A lack of emotional reciprocity can create frustration, reinforcing feelings of isolation. This personal evolution does not necessarily mean the end of a relationship, but it does highlight the need for open communication and mutual growth. If both partners are willing to embrace change together, they can create a stronger, more balanced connection. However, if one partner remains stagnant while the other experiences significant personal transformation, emotional distance may become unavoidable. Ultimately, this period of self-awareness is about rediscovering one's true identity, acknowledging long-buried desires, and embracing a renewed sense of purpose. Women may feel drawn to break free from traditional roles and explore a life that is uniquely their own. This time of reinvention allows for the pursuit of personal happiness without the constraints of external pressures. While the journey can be challenging, it often leads to a more fulfilling and authentic life, one that is deeply aligned with individual aspirations and personal truths. Attraction within a relationship is not solely defined by physical appearance, but rather by the deeper connection that partners share. However, as people age, the way they perceive themselves and their partners naturally shifts. Physical changes are inevitable, yet what remains truly impactful is the emotional bond and shared experiences that have developed over time. Understanding and appreciating each other beyond surface-level qualities is what sustains long-term attraction. While external changes may alter one's self-image, the key to maintaining a strong connection lies in recognizing and valuing the unique qualities that make a person who they are. Attraction grows when individuals feel seen, understood, and appreciated by their partners. The depth of a relationship is not measured by physical appearance alone, but by the continued effort both partners put into nurturing emotional intimacy and mutual respect. Aging does not mean the loss of attraction. Rather, it presents an opportunity to strengthen the emotional aspects of a relationship. When couples embrace each other's evolving selves with love and acceptance, their connection deepens in ways that transcend mere physicality. By fostering emotional closeness, partners can create a relationship that remains vibrant and fulfilling regardless of the passage of time. A relationship is much more than just outward appearances. It thrives on emotional, psychological, and relational bonds. However, as women age, they undergo significant physical transformations that may influence their self-perception and sense of attractiveness. These shifts could include weight fluctuations, fine lines, changes in body shape, and alterations in skin texture, among other natural signs of aging. While these developments are a normal part of life, they can sometimes bring about insecurities and dissatisfaction. These physical changes can alter the way women see themselves, leading to struggles with self-esteem. Many begin to feel less desirable in their partner's eyes, especially if they perceive a decline in the attention and admiration they once received. When a woman senses that her attractiveness is no longer acknowledged as it once was, it can deeply impact her sense of self-worth. Furthermore, men may also experience changes in their levels of affection and attentiveness over time. A husband who once expressed warmth and admiration might now show fewer signs of appreciation, resulting in an emotional gap. This subtle shift can be observed in reduced compliments, diminished physical closeness, or a decrease in shared intimate moments. The absence of these affirmations can leave a woman feeling isolated and emotionally disconnected from her partner. The emotional detachment that arises from this shift can intensify feelings of self-doubt, making her question not just her physical appearance, but also her overall role and value within the relationship. If a woman perceives that her spouse is no longer as engaged or affectionate, deep-seated insecurities about being worthy of love and appreciation may emerge. Although these concerns are triggered by physical changes, they are often amplified by a lack of emotional reassurance and validation. A husband preoccupied with his own concerns may unknowingly contribute to this emotional void, making it even more challenging for the couple to bridge the gap. As a result, the dynamics of attraction within the relationship can evolve, adding layers of complexity to an already sensitive issue. In such situations, it becomes vital to recognize that the emotional and psychological aspects of aging are just as significant as the physical ones. Nurturing a relationship requires a delicate balance of affection, communication, and self-worth. A supportive and understanding partnership is essential for sustaining a strong emotional connection through the years. If you are still engaged with this discussion and find these insights valuable, please comment with the number 3 below to let me know you're still here. I truly appreciate your time and involvement in this conversation. Financial stress and lifestyle demands can also create significant challenges in a marriage. As couples age, they must navigate the complexities of securing their financial future, particularly when it comes to planning for retirement. The burden of financial uncertainty, coupled with the day-to-day costs of living, can contribute to considerable stress and anxiety. Many couples also face the added pressure of managing existing debts, whether from loans, mortgages, or credit obligations. Raising children adds another financial layer that can sometimes feel overwhelming. If spouses do not align their financial priorities, it can create tension and discord within the relationship. One partner may prioritize present enjoyment, investing in experiences or material comforts, while the other may be more focused on long-term savings and financial security. These differing viewpoints can lead to frustration, with each person feeling unheard or misunderstood. For many women, particularly those who manage household expenses and financial planning, these tensions can be even more pronounced. Women often find themselves balancing budgets, paying bills, and ensuring the family's financial stability. If they feel their spouse is not equally involved in managing finances, whether due to a lack of income or financial responsibility, resentment can build. A sense of imbalance may emerge, making it difficult to maintain harmony in the relationship. Beyond the practical implications, financial strain can also take a toll on emotional well-being. Women who bear the majority of financial responsibilities may feel emotionally drained, juggling their careers, household duties, and concerns about the family's future. Over time, these compounded pressures can lead to emotional exhaustion and communication breakdowns, making it harder for couples to express their needs and concerns. If financial disagreements become frequent, they may overshadow the emotional foundation that initially brought the couple together. Financial stress can also exacerbate existing tensions, making it more difficult to nurture intimacy and trust. Without open discussions and a shared financial vision, money-related concerns may create a wedge in the relationship. Rather than strengthening their partnership, financial misalignment can push couples further apart. Clear communication and mutual understanding are key to navigating these challenges together, ensuring that finances become a unifying force rather than a divisive one. Another crucial aspect of a healthy marriage is the need for mutual respect and equality. As women mature, they develop a deeper awareness of their value and the way they are treated by their partners. This awareness becomes even more significant in later years, when the experiences of marriage, career, and personal growth shape their perspective. Feeling respected and appreciated within a relationship is a fundamental emotional need that becomes increasingly important over time. A lack of respect or recognition can make a woman feel undervalued, leading to dissatisfaction in the relationship. When a partner dismisses her opinions, undermines her decisions, or fails to acknowledge her contributions, it can erode the emotional bond between them. Respect is not just about grand gestures. It is reflected in everyday interactions, listening attentively, valuing input, and treating each other as equals. As life progresses, relationships evolve, and so do the expectations within them. Women seek a partnership where their voices are heard, their efforts are acknowledged, and their emotional needs are met. If they feel neglected or taken for granted, it can create emotional distance. True companionship thrives on mutual support and shared understanding, where both partners contribute to an environment of trust and appreciation. Ultimately, the strength of a marriage lies in the continuous effort to nurture love, respect, and emotional connection. Challenges such as aging, financial pressures, and evolving relationship dynamics are inevitable, but they can be managed through open communication and unwavering support. A relationship built on trust, understanding, and mutual appreciation can withstand the test of time, ensuring that both partners feel valued and connected throughout their journey together. The journey of aging brings profound changes, affecting health, personal aspirations, and relationships. When it comes to respect in a marriage, it extends far beyond simple gestures of politeness. True respect involves acknowledging the dedication and contributions of a partner, recognizing their individuality, and valuing their emotional needs and desires. In marriage, this means genuinely listening to a partner's thoughts, honoring their choices, and appreciating their efforts, whether in managing a home, raising a family, or building a career. If a woman feels her perspectives and contributions are dismissed or taken for granted, emotional distance can grow between partners. Over time, this emotional disconnect can make a woman feel unfulfilled, leading her to reflect on the state of her relationship. With age, many women seek equality within their partnerships, not just in financial or physical aspects, but also in emotional and mental support. If a woman senses a lack of respect from her spouse or feels undervalued, frustration and resentment may develop, eventually leading to emotional withdrawal. This disconnect often creates a yearning for a deeper bond and greater understanding. If a marriage evolves in a way where a woman feels unseen or unappreciated, it can become challenging for her to continue investing emotionally in the relationship. Mutual respect and equality are essential for fostering intimacy, trust, and open communication. These elements not only enhance emotional well-being, but also create a foundation where both partners feel valued and supported. As women age, they become increasingly aware of societal perceptions of aging and gender roles. Many develop a stronger sense of self-worth and seek relationships, whether romantic, familial, or social, that reflect their value and contributions. At this stage in life, both partners must recognize and appreciate the strengths and challenges that aging brings. Maintaining mutual respect and equality ensures a strong and lasting bond. When respect and understanding are present, the relationship becomes a safe space where both individuals feel heard, appreciated, and connected. This emotional foundation strengthens the marriage, allowing for continued affection and personal growth. Knowing their emotional needs are respected enables both partners to navigate aging together with confidence and security. If you're still watching, leave a comment below with the number 4 to show that you're engaged in this discussion. Your time is valuable, and I appreciate you sharing it with me. As women grow older, a deep desire for change and new experiences often emerges. Having dedicated years to raising children, managing careers, and handling daily responsibilities, they may find themselves yearning for something beyond their routine. This desire is not just about seeking novelty, but about personal growth, freedom, and self-discovery. The need for change manifests in different ways. Some women develop an urge to travel, acquire new skills, or step outside their comfort zones. This desire often stems from the realization that life is finite and that there is much more to experience beyond what they have known. Many start questioning whether they are truly living in alignment with their aspirations. They long for the excitement of learning something new, the thrill of adventure, and the fulfillment of achieving personal goals outside their past responsibilities. As time passes, the awareness of life's fleeting nature can ignite a sense of urgency to embrace new opportunities, ones that may have previously been postponed. However, this newfound desire for exploration can sometimes create friction in relationships, particularly if their spouses do not share or understand these aspirations. If a husband resists change or prefers to maintain the status quo, his wife may feel constrained in a life that no longer satisfies her. This lack of alignment can cause emotional detachment, as a woman's desires for growth and exploration may be viewed as a disruption to the stability of the marriage. In some cases, the absence of support and encouragement can lead women to feel that their relationship is restricting them from reaching their full potential. When a marriage does not accommodate personal transformation, it can result in frustration, loneliness, or dissatisfaction. If a woman's longing for change remains unfulfilled, she may reassess her relationship and question whether it allows her to thrive. This process can lead to deeper self-exploration, redefining boundaries, and a renewed focus on self-fulfillment. Ultimately, the pursuit of new experiences is a natural and essential part of personal evolution, and it requires open communication and understanding between partners to ensure that the relationship evolves alongside individual aspirations. As we've explored, the shifts in long-term relationships often stem from practical challenges, evolving expectations, emotional disconnect, and personal growth. However, the good news is that with awareness, communication, and mutual effort, couples can rebuild and strengthen their bond over time. What key insight from this video resonated with you? Share your thoughts in the comments and let me know one lesson you plan to apply in your own life. If you found this discussion meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more insightful content. Thank you for watching, and remember, growth and transformation are always possible at any stage of life. Stay inspired, stay curious, and continue embracing the journey ahead.